Hello, this is Shadow of the Moon, and today I'm going to be continuing my Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series with the next set. And the series is going to be Ancient Sanctuary. This set came out in June of 2004. And I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently this time. To be honest, this was a very good set, and I have a lot of the samples that I'm going to be showing you like I do in every video of my progression series, but honestly, this set, other than the enemy controller that it came out with, that would have been added to my deck, this deck has not really been changed that much, since the ban list isn't out yet and everything. So I was originally going to go do something with the ban list, like around at this time, but I decided to hold off to do the actual one that will be in October, so that'll be the actual next set. But this still was a very, very good set. Ancient Sanctuary came out with some support for for types and archetypes, and even with a new archetype and everything, and gave us some really, really, really good cards in there. Now, like I said, I'm not knocking it, but I just thought it'd be easier, instead of showing you the same deck profile that you saw last time for Invasion of Chaos, that you would actually I'll go ahead and make a quick video on it and show you the new stuff that came out in the set. So this is the deck, and like I said, it was the only thing that would have been changed in the deck is I would have added enemy controller to the deck, and that's pretty much it. So, alright. So to start things off, this actually had a number of good cards in here. Obviously not as famous as Invasion of Chaos, but still had a lot of very good support for it. And the first one is going to be the Zorborg the Thunder Monarch. This was the start of the Monarch series that would continue on after this with Soul of the Duelist, with Mobius the Frost Monarch, and then so on. It would continue, which is still a deck based on, that is today still around and very, very good, focusing on tribute summoning. This one in particular, if you use this card as a tribute summon for tribute summon for this, it would destroy one card on the field, meaning it was very versatile to be able to, or one monster on the field, meaning it was easy to be able to get any monster that you wanted on the field. And since it was 2400, it was actually really good because it could swing over Genzo if people were still playing it at this time, or it would definitely swing over Chaos Sorcerer. So yeah, very, very versatile card, and it was still very good. A lot of people actually did run this in their deck. Alright, the next one is going to be Blowback Dragon. So you know from Metal Raiders of Barrel Dragon, which was a level 7. This is a level 6, so it only required one sacrifice, and it could destroy one card on the field if you tossed and called 2 heads out of a coin toss of 3. So it was very useful and still very, very good. And it was actually, since it was a level 6, it was only sacrificed for one monster, meaning it was a lot easier to get out onto the field. Now, introducing the new archetype to the series, which is still used today, the Agent archetype. I'm going to go ahead and get the other card that goes with this. So, alright. Agents are actually still played today. They first had made their appearance in Ancient Sanctuary with the new Sanctuary in the Sky, and this was a pivotal and a great, great card for fairy types, any kind of fairy deck, because it would stop any card that would do battle damage to your fairy types, and you would not take any battle damage involving your fairy type monsters, meaning it would make it to where it was basically the Tornado Wall and Legendary Ocean, or Tornado Wall and Yumi from the Labyrinth of Nightmare set. Very, very versatile. And Agent of Judgment Saturn, I just have this one in here to show you. Even though their effects didn't really mesh well, they didn't really have any synergetic effects with each other, it still was an archetype that they had came out with, and it was still, this guy being the big boss guy in the deck, it was still a very, very fun archetype. And I actually did play this kind of deck when I had hosted my first ever and only ever tournament that I did many, many years ago, and I actually did run an agent deck. Now, I got to the semifinals, sadly, but that's a story for another day. And Sanctuary in the Sky, great card because of not being able to take battle damage. And then Solar Ray was just an example of one of the cards that had came out in Ancient Sanctuary. So since you were running a light deck, you could gain life points. And it just made the deck very versatile. A deck that still is used today. Then, for the zombies, finally, you're going to be getting a level 18. And Regenerating Mummy was nothing to laugh at, because for one thing, it wasn't Master Kionshi. It could actually hit 1800, so it was actually considered somewhat of a beat stick. And if it was discarded by the card effect, you could special summon it to the field, making it very versatile. And cards like Lightning Vortex or any card like Graceful Charity, you could discard this card. Or if they had a Delinquent Duo and they played it, you could have it discard. If they discarded and chose that, it would be special summon. And Vampire Lady, actually acting like a mini Vampire Lord with 1550 attack, when it does battle damage to your opponent, they have to send one monster, spell, or trap to the graveyard of your choosing. So it was a very easy way to get this on the field with Pyramid Turtle if you wanted this in a Vampire Lord. And then you had the Draining Shield, which is a very popular card with a lot of new players. It came out in the GX starter deck in 2006, and it was played obviously in GX as Jaden's or Judai's, one of his main trap cards. Just being able to gain life points, it would negate the attack, and you could gain life points equal to the monster's actual attack. So it was very versatile with that, in that aspect of being able to, you gain life points, and it went with the theme of the, like, if you had this with your fairy deck and stuff, it would work with the theme, obviously, because your idea is you're gaining life points from it. And then lastly, the one that I have is going to be the one card that everybody was sought after at the time, Enemy Controller. This was essentially a Book of Moon for face-up monsters. You would activate it, play it, you could either switch them to defense mode, but it also had an additional effect where you sacrifice one of your monsters, you could take control, like a Brain Control or a Change of Heart, and you could take control of their monsters, meaning you could tribute it, you could do whatever you want with it and everything till the end phase of the turn. So this was the card that everybody was sought after. The one, notice, honorable mentions and ones that I don't have in the series was End of Anubis, which was a 2500 Fiend type monster, which was very, very good. You had the Warrior of Zeta series and its counterparts, the light and the dark type Zeta. You had more zombie support that had came out, so it was possible to actually have a really good zombie deck in the series. And just overall, it also had like cards like the Spirit of the Pharaoh, which was just like a 2500 beat stick, which was really impossible to get out. You had to have 3 of the sarcophaguses, and then you had to have him, and he could special summon level 2 normal monsters, as mainly though like mummy creatures that went alongside him and everything. So those are the ones that I didn't have, but just showing you that. I wanted to do, like I said before, something different since nothing had really changed in the deck. The next set that's going to be out is Soul of the Duelist, which will be in October. And that actually has a lot of new stuff and a lot of cards that I'm looking forward to showing and actually being able to show off in the series. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short video and everything. With that, thank you so much for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys next time.